If you were a Russian hacker with infinite skill and power, what would you do as a side gig? Well, these guys decided they wanted to hack the JFK airport's taxi dispatch system and basically charge people $10. How did this work? These hackers worked with two people who were local and explored a variety of different ways of getting into the system and finding a way to exploit it. Now, this system in the JFK International Airport is used to dispatch taxis, and typically a taxi will have to wait here for hours in order to get dispatched to pick up a passenger. Now, the hackers here focused on things like bribing someone to plug in a malicious USB drive, getting access to the wireless network connected to the system, and doing some other like sneaky things involving that wireless network, like stealing a tablet that was already connected in order to extract the credentials from it. In a way, they were able to set up almost like a little like startup business where people in a certain private chat were able to send their taxi medallion numbers to these middlemen who would then send it to the hackers and add it to the front of the line. They would pay $10, and basically the people who were taking the money would store it, send it to the Russian hackers. Apparently they sent about $100,000 and ran this whole system where on some busy days, there were hundreds of different people taking advantage of this private way of cutting the line. So they did about 2,500 trips per week. You can do the math on that and see that on record days like December 9th, the hackers helped with 600 trips in a single day. So at $10 a pop, that's actually pretty good. It's also rather funny that when the middlemen decided to turn around and pay the Russians for doing this attack against the system, they marked it as payment for software development, which I will have to note is at least honest. So a really interesting case here of a relatively benign system that was just bureaucratic and making a bunch of people upset, getting hacked by people who are able to move certain people to the front of the line, inconvenience everyone else, and make a ton of money by going after something that seems as though it's maybe not that important, but actually controls a really critical thing in society, at least for a certain group of people who can spare $10 to not wait in line for hours. Yeah, I really like that one. I think it's very thrifty of them to go after something like this instead of a high profile customer, because they were able to ride on this for a long time and they were able to make a lot more money than some of these like ransomware groups.